sessions and kind of like an attaboy, attagirl, that type of thing that, prods you along. Because it's easy to be influenced by short-term adversities because your friends and your family and your work and where you pimp your life out for a small amount of money, you spend more time there than you spend with me. So that negative cloud that's always over top of you, the people that are around you, that you hopefully look at them as a support structure, your friends and family, none of them are going to tell you what you want them to say. They're not going to say, you know what, Brian? You fucking deserve this. You deserve this. You've worked your ass off. You've done everything right. If there's anybody out there that deserves this, you do. And damn it, get out there and take it. Nobody's going to do that for you. Your spouse ain't going to do it. So let me remind you for the last time. Stop looking to be validated outside of yourself because they're never going to do it. You need to be your own cheerleader. You are the person that drags your ass out of bed and says it's time to go to work. Period. You do that. Well, guess what? You got to use that same moxie to get your ass out of whatever you're doing when you're not at work. And you have to study. You have to study. You got to pour into this everything. Do it for a year. It's 1 year, folks. 1 year. Why a year? Because you're going to see all the seasonal influences that take place over the full calendar year. That's experience. That's a perspective that you cannot appreciate until you see it. Then you have that going into the next year. And if you journaled, you compare and contrast. When you start a new month, okay, what did I experience last September? What did I experience last October? And what was it like the last 3 weeks of December? And what was it like in January? You're going to have something as a baseline, and you do that every single year. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. Once you have consistency, let me tell you something, what's never going to happen. You're never going to want to talk about what you're doing to your friends and family anymore. You're not going to want to do that because you're going to know right away, these people work. And there's nothing wrong with working, folks. But working folks don't like to see other people get out of that livestock pen. They don't want to be championing somebody else because that would be like taking energy and directing it towards someone else to do well instead of directing it to themselves and for them to do well. So why are you surprised? They're indoctrinated. You're not going to wake them up. You're not going to stir them up by you telling them that you're going to work soft and you're going to learn how to do this and you're going to speculate way more income, way more potential than any other job that you would ever fall into or get degrees with. It ain't never going to be compared. It isn't going to be in the same vicinity, the neighborhood, the zip code. You're not going to get anywhere close to the fucking money that you could make doing this. If that bothers you because I'm using this language, I don't give a shit. Because I'm tired of people tiptoeing and dancing around, boo-hooing that they don't have this figured out yet. What's stopping you? You have it now. It's done. It's on those videos. Study it. You got to work for it. It doesn't mean I watch the videos, therefore I should know. No, you watch the videos and I tell you what you should be looking for. Then you have to do the work. You have to do that. If you fail, I did not fail you. You failed you. Own it, man. Own it. What I've been doing my entire life. And they're like, how's that possible? Well, first of all, you got to understand that school is the indoctrination centers that make you stupid. All of us start out stupid. There isn't anybody that comes into this world and grows up as a child and is not falling out of the dumb tree and hitting every stupid branch. All of us are scarred with it. But the smart individuals, the ones that are thinking outside the box, they get a taste of that bullshit and they think, this is better. It has to exist because I can't keep doing this. I got a wife, I have a husband, I have children, I have, my weekend warrior friends that I hang out with. But is this it? This is it? This is the American dream? I'm tied to a 30-year mortgage. I'm paying out my ass. And then the government tells me I better pay more rent and property taxes each year or they take the thing that I own away. And I got to go back to that same place that I can't stand to work around the same people because they're in the same situation I'm in. They're miserable. You're forced to be among other livestock. And you're wondering why the place stinks like shit. You got to change your setting. You got to do that. Your employer ain't going to be like, you know what? You've been doing such an exceptional job. You deserve a new lifestyle. Let me make that happen for you. Don't report to work anymore. Stay home. I'm going to send you checks for nothing because you deserved it. You did very, very well. You were outperforming your quota for the last 6 months. And instead of employee of the year, you get a new lifestyle. Wouldn't that be great if it did that? Like that's what you all worked for. That type of thing. That's the kind of pension plan that would really get people wanting to work. But obviously, that's fiction. It's never going to happen. But you're either going to eat crap and deal with that the rest of your life until you can't do it anymore. That means get old, body breaks down, and live a miserable golden age of your life because you didn't do anything. See, you are watching me do it and others do it. And you may be thinking, I got time until something in my personal life, happens, and then I'll be more focused to do it. No, you need to focus right now. It's knocking. You gonna answer the door? Because if you don't do it, if you don't start working towards it right now, I promise you, in the next 6 to 18 months, you're gonna be so overwhelmed with uncertainty, anxiety, fear, because of all the shit that's gonna be going on in every country. You're not gonna be able to study. And you're going to be so panicked. You're going to be so fearful of what's going to be happening to you. Where are you going to make your ends meet? Are you going to be evicted? Are you going to lose your home? Are you going to take your car because you can't pay the note on it? You have to find a way to make income. You have to. It's crunch time, folks. It's time to get off your ass, put aside all those things you're wasting time with, and start working towards learning this skill set while you can. Get what you can. You have to get up, shake yourself, see the opportunity, and seize it. Take it by force. You cannot sit around and rest on your laurels. You sit around like a lazy ass, I promise you, you will be crying. 18 months or less. That's the timeline. That's when shit gets really hard. I have a lot of students in third world countries that have inclined their ear, have worked very hard to learn the things that I'm teaching with a great deal more adversities than the majority of you listening. And they are finding themselves out of poverty. Can you imagine how wonderful that feels for me as a teacher and as a mentor? That moves me. That type of success, that is impactful. And that's what motivates me. Because you may be living in the lap of luxury in this country. And when I say that, not because you may have the same affluence that I have or could afford myself to have, but you have the benefits of being in this country and the freedoms that we have here and the resources that are made available to us. And you sit on your ass and you do nothing, and you make excuses why you're not doing anything with the things I'm teaching. And you want someone to come out there and just prove that I'm a scammer, a fraud. So that way it makes it easier for you to just deal with the fact that you're fucking lazy. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. You're lazy. You want this to be easy, cookie cutter approach. Same thing all the time. Turn it on, money falls in your bank account. It doesn't work like that. You're gonna have to work your ass off. I don't need to do that shit. Things are about to get really hard for you, and I'm doing everything I can to have a clear conscience. I've done everything in my power to make this accessible to you. I've literally given you a model that works. It's easy to trade, period. It's already on the YouTube channel. So stop expecting something easier than that, because there isn't anything easier than that. Period.
And it would beat everything else out there. I don't care who the fuck it is. I don't give a shit who they trained with, what they do, what bank they work for, all that. Pull all that shit together, find them, and let them go up against that. Talking is bullshit. Find somebody else out there that has done this and has impacted people all around the world and just did it for nothing because I care. And a lot of you, if you're not getting yourself prepared, you're going to be homeless. You're going to be unable to feed your family or yourself. In the normal everyday job, that's going to be almost impossible. I know it sounds like science fiction, but listen, folks, there's a reason why I came out on Baby Pips in 2010. You're now discovering it now. Look around. That's what I was growing encouraged to come out and try to help as many as I could. Think about it. How else do I know these things before they happen? Think. You know the answer. Some of you just don't want to admit it. Until next time, be safe. That's it. I promise you this. If you give this 3 months of study, serious, sleeves rolled up, diligently going in every single day, back testing and looking at it, and then for at least 2 or 3 more months of forward testing it, 6 months with just what I've taught here, I am confident, I am absolutely confident that you will have found your model. But as real life sometimes is, it's unfair. Okay? It doesn't give us what we want. Sometimes our expectations and our wants are denied. And in today's climate, that is not popular. That's why this market and trading these markets is very, very difficult. There's an algorithm that delivers efficient market delivery. You can argue with me all you want. You're not going to convince me. I know it. If you go into price action with that market efficiency paradigm perception of looking for this characteristic in price, I promise you, you will never look at charts the same way again. It'll unlock a lot of things. Remember the movie The Matrix? And Neo finally sees the Matrix as it really is in binary code, ones and zeros. He has clarity. Well, that same event, as silly as it may sound, ends up happening when you look at price action, when you start looking at it from this perspective. Because this mentorship is to hopefully inspire you to pick up a skill that, if you deem it useful, and you decide at your own discretion and your own timing, and you assume that risk on your own, because I'm not going to tell you to do this, if you decide to get really good at this, and you put money behind it, that's a skill set that could, I'm not promising, but it could alleviate some of the problems with what I believe is coming in terms of financial hardship, not just in America, but everywhere. Jobs are getting harder and harder to have. The economy's a mess. So how do we answer that? How do we get another income stream coming in? This is, in my opinion, this is one of the ways that you can at least investigate the idea of doing it. This is what I do to engage price. This is how I call the targets. Find the logic of anything I'm showing you here and anywhere else. It doesn't exist. It does not exist, because this is self-reliant. It stands on its own. I don't need to defend it. That's why I tell everybody, go through my videos and then wrestle with it, because you're either going to walk away thinking this is too much work. Okay, great. You didn't debunk it. Or you're going to say, oh my goodness, this is exactly what's going on. Hello, conversion. There is no method that hits every single time. Okay, everything that I trade with and teach is like everything else, it's imperfect. That means there's going to be losing transactions, largely because of the operator, me or whoever else is using it, and you have to take ownership of that. Now, there are going to be days where we don't have this many retracements back and back and back, and then it goes lower. It'll be just one or two, and it just keeps on going. Or many times it'll be just right at the opening, and that's it. You missed it. It just goes right to where you thought it was going to go for the day, and you can't get mad about that. You should be happy that your analysis concepts are speaking to you with that much clarity, and just know that because they repeat, none of you should be upset that you missed a trade. Like, none of you. Nobody has the permission, okay? You have no right to be angry about missing a trade, because they are like buses, okay? Mass transit buses that come by like a schedule. You know, every certain time of the hour or day, these buses are going to come around. These trades are just like that. You can set your clock to them, okay? They're going to form. They're going to be there. Your number one goal is to understand, where is it likely to go to? Where is it likely to reach for? And if you have that understood, it becomes so easy to know what you're looking for. Notice what I said there? It becomes easy to know what you are looking for. I did not say it's so easy for you to make money. There's a strong contrast there, okay? But by default, over time, once you have been doing the things that lead to you understanding what it is you're looking for, and that part becomes easier, what do you think the default result was going to be from that? It's probably going to be easier for you to make money over time, okay? You have to learn from that pain and then, okay, disconnect it. But because you're not experienced, you're neophyte, and you've now created toxic thinking because of rushing into a market move or day, like FOMC or non-farm payroll, you have poisoned your perception of how price is going to deliver. And I know some of you are thinking, damn, this guy nailed me, man. That's exactly what the fuck happened to me. And I never really understood it until now. Yes. I've done this to myself before, and it takes a lot of undoing to correct it. That means time. That's why I tell you these things. That's why I make the videos the way I do. That's why I talk to you the way I talk to you, because I have lived this shit, folks. I've lived it. I know how hard it is to fix the problems. But some of you just simply want to do the shit and like, hey, you know, I don't want you to have the same kind of shit that I went through. Why would you want to do that? Don't you want to be the person that said, you know what? I listened to everything he said, avoided the shit he said to avoid, and I'm doing it better, and I don't have any issues. Man, that's what I want to hear. That's why I'm mentoring. I'm mentoring like that because I want to hear a student say that. I have not had one student do that yet. Hundreds of thousands of students, not one of them has come forward and said, you know what? You know, I listened to all your shit, and I don't want to go through that. I'm going to listen to the lessons that are going to be the most uncomfortable ones to listen to, because guess what? That's the stuff that's going to break me. You're that person, okay? It's not the market maker that's getting you. It's the person in the mirror. You've done your own ass. You did that. You're all doing something, all of you are doing something individually that's holding you back. I don't give a shit how well you're doing right now. You all are doing something that's having a negative impact on your growth. And that's why it's important that you journal. And you don't realize what those things are until you go back and look at what it is you're doing. You keep doing things over and over again, and they're having a negative response. The results are showing less than optimal. Mind that. Figure out what it is you're doing. Something doesn't feel right, and you're just bothered by it. That kind of stuff can materialize and manifest itself in your decision making in the marketplace, because you'll come to these marketplaces like a way of escaping, living a different life. And sometimes you can talk yourself into thinking you're James Bond, walk out here and find out, no,
No, you're nothing like that, and you need a stretcher. So when you have these poor decisions to come in here and try to find a way of fixing yourself and feeling good, the worst thing you can do is try to do that on a day like today, because you're not going to fix yourself. Okay, you're not going to fix yourself on a day like this. It's going to do a lot of harm, more harm than you realize, and it's not going to be noticeable to you until you trade after this day. Like, you're not, even if you made money, the toxic aspects of this type of day, when you don't have proper experience doing all what is I'm teaching you, these ideas will again manifest themselves in your typical bread and butter day. See, these are the reasons why I talk to you the way I talk to you like this, and you don't like it, because it doesn't give you that puffed up feeling. But these are the ones that matter the most. These types of discussions, these lectures, these woodshed moments, these are the very things that I did my own ass with, period. I did these things dozens of times, and it resulted in blown accounts, drawdown that took weeks to fix. I've done those things, folks, and honestly, you don't need to do it. You can do all these things that gets to the point of consistency and profitability and never experience these types of things. It's possible. I'm telling you, it's possible, but you don't want to listen. And it's frustrating to me as a mentor, because, like, I'm not lying to you. I told you, like, dude, I've blown accounts before. I've lost money doing these types of things. Why would you want to try to do something like this? all these things are negative thoughts. So if you're taking up time and you're acknowledging that thought and giving it, your attention, how many times are you doing it a day, inside of one day? Now imagine doing this while you're in a trade. Oh shit, that's heavy, ain't it? From the time you enter that trade, how many times are you thinking, this fucker's going to go against me? It's way off the scales. If you're in there for a length of time, you're thinking a lot. This is going to turn on me. This is going to fail. Oh, I better not take the partial there. Oh, I should have got in here. I should have done this. I should have done that. That's all negative thinking. So if you don't master yourself, this business is going to warp you. And you can have a profitable model, because y'all have it now. You can have something